Breaking on 4 News now at 6. Spokane City Hall on lockdown. We are live with the latest.
I hope you're enjoying the rain because I am tracking a lot more on the way. However, I'll show you when we can expect some breaks from the wet weather in your first alert forecast. A potential challenge to the rules for transgender athletes in Central Valley schools. Why some want the WIAA to rethink the policy. You're watching 4 News now at 6.
And we begin with that breaking news. This is a live look at Spokane City Hall, where the City Council was supposed to be meeting right now, but that meeting has been canceled due to a security threat. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. That lockdown started around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Our Mary Sheridan is live outside of City Hall. She has been there since early this afternoon. Mary, what do we know so far?
Right. So normally City Hall would be closed around this time, but today a potential security threat had the building on lockdown from about 3 p.m. till closing time at 5 o'clock. So now we're waiting to hear from City Hall officials and the police about whether this threat has been eliminated and, more importantly, whether the building will be open to the public again tomorrow morning. Already the City Council meeting that was supposed to take place tonight has been canceled and postponed to Thursday. When I first got here, I saw several police cars leaving the area surrounding City Hall. A handful of employees left the building just before 4 o'clock, and that's when I spoke with one woman who told me that this early exit was, quote, out of an abundance of caution. So again, it's important to note that this was not an evacuation. Anyone inside the building was allowed to leave at any time with a police escort, but no one outside the building was allowed inside. Reporting live in downtown Spokane, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
All right, Mary, thank you. Central Valley could soon join the list of school districts urging the governing body of Washington High School Sports to reconsider its policy on transgender athletes.
Tomorrow, the school board will vote on whether to send a letter to the WIAA, the letter urging the organization and state lawmakers to, quote, have serious and ongoing conversations to find legal, well-researched and equitable solutions to ensure all athletes have fair competition while also prioritizing safety for each and every competitor. WIAA policy, which the organization says follows state and federal law, allows students to compete in sports based on the gender with which they identify. The state superintendent of public instructions reflect that policy, citing Title IX and state law.
Within the last few months, other school districts have written similar letters. Those include school districts in the Meade, Moses Lake, and East Wenatchee areas. To see why one U-High coach says the policy needs to change, you can head to KXLY.com. We'll have the results of the vote tomorrow on Nightside at 11 o'clock.
Well, the men's basketball teams for Washington State and Idaho are just a few minutes away now from tipping off in Beasley Coliseum. WSU is looking for its third win of the season, and it's not going to be handed to them against a regional rival. Sydney Berger's live in Pullman with why the players are confident they'll do enough tonight to get the win.
Well, Washington State's roster is virtually brand new this season, but that doesn't mean they don't have plenty of guys who aren't familiar with the Idaho Vandals. When head coach David Riley made the coaching switch from Eastern Washington to Washington State, he brought a whole squad of people with him, including most of his coaching staff, plus 4 transfers that are now starting for the Cougars. So WSU has plenty of guys in their corner that know what it takes to bring down the Idaho Vandals. And even though these guys haven't played together much yet, you wouldn't be able to tell on the court. The offense is pretty efficient and the defense is starting to communicate pretty well. And senior forward Ethan Price says the success so far is due to the team's early chemistry.
No, there's obviously some guys from Eastern and there's guys transferring in from other spots. I think everyone's kind of embracing where they've come from and buying into what we have here and what Coach Riley's kind of preaching to us. So yeah, I think we've enjoyed each other's company. It shows on the court.
The Cougs get the chance to show off their cohesiveness they've built so far in the 279th edition of the Border Battle. Of course, their third home game this season. They've already won the first 2 at home, and Coach Riley wants to be 1-0 as a Coug against the Vandals, hoping to get that win here tonight. Live in Pullman, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Did you hear that enthusiastic Vandals fan in the background there just a second ago? All right, keep those rain jackets handy because we have plenty more rain on the way.
Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see if we will see the sun anytime soon.
We have a very narrow window on Tuesday where we could see some sunshine, and then the rain is going to pick right up again. Right now, most of the wet weather is north and east of the Spokane area, right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We head up into Spirit Lake, Rathdrum. We're going to find a little bit of rain, but we're dry through the I-90 corridor. Some showers around Chewelah and over to Newport. That is going to be moving into Laclede and Sandpoint here later this evening. Some showers around Diamond Lake, as well as some light rain in Cusick. Our forecast radar shows that we'll dry out a little bit around midnight, and then more showers and mountain snow developing in the early morning hours. We'll keep a chance of light rain going through the morning commute and into mid-morning before we get a pretty good long break and might even see some sunshine. By 8 o'clock tomorrow, though, the next round of steady rain is knocking on the back door, already moving into Moses Lake and Omak, and that's going to take us into a very soggy Wednesday. But most of Tuesday is going to be dry with a little bit of luck. We'll see some sunshine briefly right around the noon hour. Good timing. A high of 49, actually about 5 degrees above average. I'll be back to tell you about that wet weather on the way for Wednesday and some snow in the 7-day forecast.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Well, the Spokane Regional Air Agency lifted the burn ban across Spokane County today. This means you can once again enjoy a bonfire in your backyard and use any other outdoor heating appliances. The burn ban was put into effect last Thursday due to poor air quality around the area.
Well, today is a day that we honor and celebrate the courage and sacrifices of our heroes.
This Veterans Day, the Mann Grandstaff VA Medical Center put on its annual Veterans Day drive-through event to help veterans and families in need. Marissa Rio shows us how the community gave back to our local veterans.
It's a busy day here at the VA Medical Center. As you can see right behind me, Second Harvest and its volunteers are giving away about 40 to 50 pounds of food per veteran family that drives through here. And a lot of the volunteers that you see behind me are veterans themselves.
When you get out of the service, there's kind of this lost feeling that you get.
They fight for our freedoms, yet Richard Canning, a local veteran, said they don't often know where they fit in when they return home. That's why Canning volunteered with Second Harvest today to give back to his fellow vets.
My hope is that the older veterans who may have experienced not so much of a welcome home actually feel like we care and that we're here to support them and we're here for them now.
As veterans and their families lined their cars at the VA Medical Center, Second Harvest and its volunteers packed their trunks with pork chops, milk, potatoes, veggies, and more. Besides Second Harvest, American Red Cross, Vitalant, Daughters of the American Revolution, and others were also there showing their appreciation. There are also ways we as a community can show our gratitude.
Veterans tend to show off their veteranhood. We always have our caps, and it'll tell you that we're a veteran. You can thank them for their service.
When asked if being told thank you for your service makes a difference, Canning said absolutely.
Kind of don't know really how to take it sometimes. Thank you for your service. I don't really know what the right reply is. And so I usually try to say it's my honor.
As I or others thanked the veterans at today's event, "It's my honor" was echoed by many. From all of us at 4 News Now, thank you to all of those that served our country. In Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Pretty great event. Well, President-elect Donald Trump will soon announce his pick for Deputy Chief of Staff.
We take a look at how his expected pick could impact immigration policy coming up.
Trader Joe's is opening a brand new store in Coeur d'Alene on Tuesday, and they have a lot planned for the opening ceremony. I'll tell you what you can expect and how they hope to help the North Idaho community.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
With holidays right around the corner, Ironstone Furniture and Fire is offering discounts on all in-stock dining sets, along with simplicity, indulgence, and endless possibilities. So, when you're looking for dining at its best, Visit Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
I think it's important for us as tribal people to educate and inform others as to who we are and what we're about. We have a beautiful culture that we respect our lands, we respect our waters.
Our medical center serves Indian and non-Indian. We were the first one in the nation to do that.
We built the $25 million Core Center for the children.
We also house the Boys and Girls Club out of there.
Our employees here are friendly. It gives you that welcome home feeling.
It's being called dancing's hottest season yet, and our Ginger knows a little something about dancing. And tomorrow, Ginger is in the ballroom with 2 dance-filled mornings for Dancing with the Stars' amazing 500th episode on GMA.
Why do people come to the University of Washington? They come here to find people who will inspire them, move them, change them. They come to solve big problems and prepare for careers where they can make a difference. They come to cheer on their Huskies in the greatest setting in college football. If you want to change the world, this is where you start. For passion, for possibility, be boundless.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
Shop Pink Friday deals at Dave Smith.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Well, Trader Joe's is opening its first location in North Idaho, and customers can't wait to see it open at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
The store's manager says they're excited to help North Idaho with more than just their groceries. The brand new store is on East Spokane Avenue in the same building as Runge Furniture. Derek Strom spoke with customers who are ready for that new location to open.
I'm out walking today and I see this, and so I came by and wow. Tomorrow.
Trader Joe's fans and customers in North Idaho are excited to have one closer to home starting this week. Many people here would have to drive all the way to Spokane to get some of their Trader Joe's favorites.
Oh, I've liked Trader Joe's. I've shopped in them from California all the way up to Tumwater over in Spokane. Yeah, they have the world's best cookies, I know that.
Workers are putting the final touches on this Trader Joe's in Coeur d'Alene so it can open on Tuesday. And this store is hoping to do what it can to help the local economy here in North Idaho as well. Trader Joe's says it recruited around 70 employees for this store from nearby neighborhoods. And the store's manager is also a Coeur d'Alene native, and she's excited to bring Trader Joe's to her community.
We have lots of signage within the store that reflects things in the community. So we have murals that feature bald eagles and Tubbs Hill and the lake and a number of other things that we feel like our customers are going to be excited to see.
This location will also partner with local food banks and distributors to help give quality food to people in need. It'll take any food that can't be sold but is still good to eat and make donations every day of the week.
We're working with Second Harvest and with CAP, which is Community Action Partners. So, and we do that 7 days a week. So we're going to be able to donate and give back to the neighborhood in other ways besides just providing a great grocery store to shop in.
The store plans to open at 8 a.m. on Tuesday with the ribbon cutting ceremony starting a few minutes before the doors open. The festivities also include performances from the Lake City High School drumline and choir. In Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
It'll be a nice day for a grand opening. A little bit of rain in the morning, and it'll probably be just about as warm as it was today. 50 degrees, our high in Spokane, compares to an average high of 44. We started the day off at 41. 31 is our average low. Sunset 4:18. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ability Employment Services.
I think this is my favorite. Okay. What do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel.
Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Over 20 million fans have made Trans-Siberian Orchestra their holiday tradition. Bring the whole family and make it part of yours. The Lost Christmas Eve live in concert. Friday, November 22nd, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketswest.com. The return of Trans-Siberian Orchestras. The Lost Christmas Eve. Produced by Live Nation.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to kxly.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
Thank you to the hundreds of people who donated to Coats for Kids at an STCU branch during October. Your generosity warmed our hearts and will help keep kids out of the cold. Thank you.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Take that up a little bit higher. You should feel that, like right back here.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Good. That is so much better than last week.
Thanks. I've been doing them every night while I'm watching TV.
Oh, what are you watching?
It's a mystery.
High quality care that meets you where you are.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
All right, if you live in Coeur d'Alene, get ready to throw your leaves in the street as Leaf Fest is tomorrow.
That's when the city does its one and only pass through public streets, picking up leaves and pine needles. Here's what you need to know to prepare. Put all of your leaves and only your leaves into the street and keep them 1 foot away from the curb. Make sure you move your car off the road and do not put any branches, bags, grass clippings, or other garden debris in the street. Crews and trucks will begin on the south side of the city and then move north. You can keep up with their progress on their interactive map. You can find the link to that on KXLY.com. It reminds me of the Santa tracker.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you know it's a big deal if you have to have an interactive map because people are wanting to check it all out, right?
Geez. You know what? Some neighbor boys came Saturday night in the rain and raked up a bunch of my leaves, like 8 bags of them. Yes. So I would like a tracker on those nice boys to come do all my chores. Wouldn't that be something? Well, there's more leaves to fall and more rain as well. 4 things to know about your weather. Mostly dry conditions on Tuesday. Might even see a little bit of sunshine, but the rain returns Tuesday night into a soggy Wednesday. We have some cooler weather coming this weekend, particularly the second half of the weekend, and could see a better chance of some valley snow either mixing in or might even see some accumulations, particularly in the northern valleys. Hour by hour, we're going to start the day off tomorrow with a slight chance of precipitation. A little bit of a breeze should keep the fog away. We're going to be warming up to a high temperature once again above average, 49, and with some luck could see some sunshine right around the noon hour. If you're heading out for a walk on your lunch break, that'll be about the nicest weather of the week. A chance of rain back in the forecast as early as 4. More likely that's going to hold off until tomorrow evening, and then it really picks up overnight tomorrow. Tracking our weather pattern, front move through today, bringing some rain to the region. That is clear, but we'll keep the chance of rain in our forecast through tomorrow morning, fairly light. Tomorrow evening, that next system starts moving in, bringing rain to the valleys and snow to the mountains, and a very wet Wednesday. Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we start to dry out a little bit, but not completely, and we'll keep the chance of showers going in the forecast on a more hit and miss basis for Thursday and part of Friday. Our chance of precipitation, 30% on Tuesday. Most of that is early in the morning and late in the evening with the bulk of the day, light hours being dry. Wednesday, 100% chance of precipitation, and then it begins tapering off until finally we're mostly dry on Saturday. Snow level will be at the pass range, but above Snoqualmie Pass. You'll see some snow mixing in with the rain over Snoqualmie, but accumulating snow, you'll have to go up to some of those higher passes, and we're going to be clear in the valleys at least through the end of the work week. But as we go into next week, this is our temperature trend. This white line is our average high. We start slipping below average on Saturday, and then 30s for highs Sunday and Monday, which is unfamiliar territory so far this cold season. Tuesday morning lows will be above average and above freezing in most locations. Winthrop and Colville, the exceptions. Highs tomorrow in the 40s and 50s around the region, very close to 50 in Spokane, 55 in Moses Lake, 57 in Lewiston, and 55 in Grand Coulee with a little bit of sunshine. Take advantage because Wednesday it is going to be wet. More showers possible on Thursday, to a lesser extent Friday, and then that dry day on Saturday before the wet weather returns Sunday into Monday. And we'll keep an eye on the possibility of a little bit of snow with those overnight lows. If the timing is right, we could see a little bit of white, Derek.
Ooh, all right, we got to start wrapping our heads around this. We want to remind you, too, we are in the middle of handing out thousands of children's jackets for families in need in our annual Coats for Kids campaign. If you'd like to grab one for your kid, you can scan this QR code on your screen using your camera. That will take you to the website where you can find the distribution center closest to you. If you miss this code, you can also find the list on KXLY.com by clicking on Coats for Kids under the Features tab.
Still ahead, terrifying video of a toddler almost getting hit by 2 cars in Arizona. Why the child's father says the toddler was left alone. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. With the election right around the corner, there's a lot at stake. Data shows that voters age 50 and over make up the majority of voters in most elections. Make sure that your voice is heard. When AARP asks, older adults say they want candidates who will address their day-to-day challenges, financial security, and the needs of family caregivers. Make an informed decision on the issues you care about. For tips and tools, check out AARP's online election guide at this website.
This November, stay for less and play for more at the Kootenai Casino. It's time for an autumn getaway. Now is the perfect opportunity to come stay and win. Call us now to book your room starting at just $79 midweek and $99 weekends at the beautiful Kootenai Falls Lodge. And join us for a $10,000 giveaway, Tournament Tuesdays, and November Hot Spins. Put some extra stuffing in your pockets this November, only at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
4 News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
So many accident victims don't call the advocates because they worry about the cost. They think it'll be expensive. They're not sure they can afford it. But the truth is, the cost is
tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars.
Donnie, the cost is nothing. They don't pay anything unless we win.
Ken, I was talking about how much it would cost them if they don't contact us. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
That's true. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
Around the nation now, take a look at this video of a toddler almost getting hit by not one but two cars in Mesa, Arizona last week. The woman whose dash cam recorded the video says she just started screaming, trying to get that child's attention.
I'm honking my horn thinking, you know, get out of the way, you know, as if he could hear me.
A woman came and grabbed the child and pulled him out of the road. The toddler's father, who was not home at the time, says the mother was in charge of 5 kids when she left to go to the gas station.
She took the big kids down there. She says that the kids were sleeping. I don't know if they were or not, but she didn't lock the door.
The father calling it a miracle his child wasn't hurt. He goes on to say this is exactly why drivers need to pay attention to the road at all times. Wow. All right, President-elect Donald Trump is in Florida right now, slowly starting to pick who will help him lead the nation over the next few years.
Sources tell ABC News Mr. Trump is expected to announce Stephen Miller as his deputy chief of staff for policy. ABC's Perry Russom explains what this could mean for immigration reform in the U.S.
Multiple sources tell ABC News President-elect Trump is expected to announce Stephen Miller as his deputy chief of staff for policy. Miller is an immigration hardliner, seen here speaking at Trump's rally in Madison Square Garden.
Who's going to stand up and say the cartels are gone, the criminal migrants are gone, the gangs are gone, America is for Americans and Americans only?
Miller is a senior advisor to Trump and longtime loyalist.
He's a great guy, knows more about illegal immigration, I think, than anybody in history. He knows it, and he gets it.
Miller playing a key role in Trump's first administration, advocating for strict immigration policies, including separating thousands of families. That policy carried out in part by former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan. Overnight, Trump saying Homan will be his border czar. On the campaign trail, Trump making immigration reform a top priority, calling for mass deportations. Homan on Fox News this morning.
Well, look, I've been clear, President Trump's been clear. Public safety threats and national security threats will be the priority.
Homan recently asked on 60 Minutes if there's a way to have mass deportations without separating families.
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
The new names being added to the administration come as sources tell ABC News Elon Musk is now offering input on staffing decisions. Sources say Musk has spent nearly every day since the election at Mar-a-Lago with Trump. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Well, President-elect Donald Trump also announced a former New York congressman as the new head of the EPA. Trump appointing Lee Zeldin from Long Island. Mr. Trump saying Zeldin has a strong legal background and will maintain the highest environmental standard. Zeldin released a statement reading in part, quote, "We will restore U.S. energy dominance, revitalize our auto industry to bring back American jobs, and make the U.S. the global leader of AI."
Well, some world leaders are concerned Trump will walk back federal climate protections like during his first term when he withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement. Washington Governor Jay Inslee went on CNN telling world leaders not to give up on the U.S. before heading to a climate change conference in the Middle East.
So I will be going to Baku to share the message, the bugle call that states should not give up on the United States. We still have states, governors, and legislators that are leading on this subject. And this move to cleaner fuels is not going to be abated. It's going to continue because of the continuation of entrepreneurship, technological genius, and policies in at least 24 states.
The Congress is being held in Azerbaijan, and the goal is for leaders from across the globe to come together and discuss ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Well, old forgotten debts from 2008 crash are haunting homeowners once again.
What you need to know about these zombie mortgages coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's time for Northern Quest's $150,000 Ultimate Game Night Giveaway. Bob, tell them what they could win.
Well, Steve, it's a fully loaded Yukon Denali.
Fully loaded? Sounds like my brother-in-law at Thanksgiving.
All right, Steve. Just come on down and play daily to enter the grand prize drawing on November 30th. Only at Northern Quest's
Ultimate Game Night Giveaway.
I think the stove was broken.
How are we going to get that replaced before the holidays?
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our Black Friday Super Sale and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in our region. We have the largest selection of Bosch induction ranges to choose from on sale now for Black Friday. Plus, when you buy one today, receive a free induction cookware set to go along with your new induction range. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Country music's biggest night, the CMA Awards.
Let's party, Nashville!
It all kicks off with this year's must-see collaboration. Post Malone featuring Chris Stapleton live. With electrifying performances by Lainey Wilson, Shabuzi, Ashley McBride, Luke Bryan, plus Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims. Luke Bryan, Peyton Manning, and Lainey Wilson host the CMA Awards live November 20th on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
God bless America.
Well, this morning, veterans were honored during an event at Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. It was put on by the Washington State Fallen Heroes Project, a nonprofit that honors soldiers who've died.
Madeline Mullins has more on how veterans were honored at the gathering today.
Thank you for your service, people say. After I look back, I say, no, thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege to serve.
The words "thank you for your service" were said often during the Veterans Day event as men and women from all branches of the military were honored.
Brings appreciation to the past veterans of America and the future veterans.
Among those being honored was Navy veteran David Baird. Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers honoring him with the Congressional Record.
So today it is my privilege to honor you and to thank you for all that you've done and continue to do. Thank you, David Baird.
Thank you, ma'am.
The event was organized by Kirsten Lyons, director of the Washington State Fallen Heroes Project.
I was a spouse and a parent, but I will always support because you can't not when you witness the heroics of those who serve.
She says events like this honor those who have made this sacrifice.
Served in the Army. Would you please stand up?
And help create a community amongst veterans and their families.
In 2014, my son Jake died in Afghanistan, and so it launches you into a club that nobody wants to be a part of. But I think if you're lucky, what you find is that being in the company of others that share that same loss can be very therapeutic and healing.
Thank you for your service was said often at this event, but Lyons says finding ways to honor and say thank you to the men and women who have served should happen not just on Veterans Day, but every day. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Oh, beautiful story there. Well, today also marks the beginning of National Veterans Small Business Week.
Yeah, it's meant to help honor and support the more than 1 million veteran-owned businesses in the U.S. Spokane alone has more than 1,800 veteran-owned businesses, according to Veterans United.
The American economy is driven by small businesses. So the more veterans and military spouses we can get into entrepreneurship, starting their business, is a big win for our economy.
No doubt. All right, here is a live look over downtown Spokane, where we have already seen a decent amount of rain today, but we have even more on the way. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker to see when the next round of wet weather will arrive.
Well, I love that view of the not the podium, but the what is that? The pavilion. Thank you, the pavilion with the red, white, and blue. Many buildings also lit up in green to support our veterans, and that's what we're finding on the radar right now, mainly through the central panhandle up through North Idaho and north of Spokane County. We're finding some wet weather as we head north of Deer Park up around Chewelah. We've had some light showers in Newport, sprinkles in Sandpoint and Spirit Lake right now, and we're going to keep the chance of showers going, although not a very good chance, all the way through the overnight and into tomorrow morning before we get a break, and then we'll see those numbers really jump tomorrow night. A good chance of rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. But Thursday, chance of showers in the morning, a sprinkle or two through mid-morning, and then we dry out, might even see some sunshine right around the noon hour. That high of 49 degrees is about 5 degrees above our average. There's wetter weather, there's cooler weather, and there's the possibility of some snow in the 7-day forecast. Plus, I'm looking out 8 to 14 days toward the end of November. Important timing there. I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, sounds good. Well, here's what people are clicking on the most on KXLY.com. The city of Spokane has 23 traffic cameras placed across the city that monitor your speed and any red light violations. But are they helping people feel safer? Of all the cameras, the one on 2nd and Thor caught the most violations in the month of September. But people in that area say drivers continue to speed near their homes.
Even walking my son to school was really hard. Just at the crosswalk, trying to cross, cars would just speed right through the red.
Now, others who live near photo speed cameras told us they noticed the cameras have a positive impact in school zones. The city is currently working on adding cameras at 2 more locations.
We have a very busy Sports Monday in the Inland Northwest. Washington State, Idaho, Eastern Washington men's basketball are all in action. And after the break, we're going to have more video from these games, plus an update on Wazoo's pivotal road game in the desert this weekend.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value. Plus, no monthly payments until next year.
Shop Pink Friday deals at Dave Smith.
What makes Hospice of Spokane unique is their level of dedication to the patient.
That's our goal, is patients and their families and their needs.
Your team feels like our team. That's how much we know you care about making sure patients and families get what they need.
We go, I feel like, above and beyond for the hospice patients to make that last journey of life comfortable.
XET, we're defying gravity with the cast of Wicked at their Hollywood premiere.
It's very crazy and wild.
Plus, only one show is backstage at the MTV EMAs in Manchester.
Next, watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
After almost 20 years,
we're celebrating the 500th episode.
33 seasons, 394 stars, 124 Emmy nominations.
Season 33 is hot.
Dancing's 500th episode, live Tuesday.
Well, not too many years in recent memory have Washington State Cougar fans have had it this sweet come mid-November. 8 wins, a perfect 5-0 at home. It's an awfully good time to be on the Palouse. But as any football fan knows, just any individual game, it's the fourth quarter of the season right now that separates the very good teams from the great ones. Now, Wazoo has only finished the season ranked in the AP Top 25 polls once since 2003, and a win this Saturday at New Mexico would lock in just their 4th 9-win season in that same stretch. Now, 2003 could be a good omen for the Cougs. That was the program's first ever meeting with New Mexico, a 23-13 Washington State win, and they would again win the next season down in Albuquerque. We spoke with head coach Jake Dickert today on the importance of not looking too far ahead and how every team will give it everything to upset the Cougs.
I don't care about their record. You know, it's 0-0, and we're both going for the same things. And like, this is a team that you can tell they're hungry. You can tell the way they play. They're hungry. They're playing hard. You know, going to a bowl game after not being very successful the last 4 years is a huge step in what they're trying to build down there. And obviously, us coming in, ranked football team, I mean, we're going to get their best.
And to elaborate on Coach's words, New Mexico has endured 5 straight seasons of 3 or fewer wins. Their last bowl season in 2016, where they won the Mountain Division and New Mexico Bowl en route to 9 wins. Kickoff for the big game is at 6:00 p.m. this Saturday, the final scheduled night game for the Cougs, as their next 2 weeks at Oregon State and hosting Wyoming are both mid-afternoon kicks. We had a very late finish for Eastern Washington men's basketball. They fell at the Missouri Tigers in a very close 84-77 loss after a very valiant second-half effort. The Eagles shot over 50% from the field. We're within just 2 points in the final 7 minutes, and we're going to have full game highlights tonight on Nightside. The Gonzaga Bulldogs men's basketball team already reaps the rewards of their fast start to the season with a bump in the AP poll today, climbing 2 spots to the 4th ranked team in the country. The Zag schedule contains 2 more ranked teams, including number 19 Kentucky, that game a little less than a month away, and then number 3 Connecticut, that game in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Now that adds on their ranked win over Baylor already, who slipped down to number 12 in the polls, plus Arizona State receiving a couple votes in this week's poll. The Bulldogs next face the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, and don't look past them. They're last season's American East regular season champions. Now, 4 News Now sports reporter Sydney Berger went live for us with a pregame update earlier for Washington State men's basketball, and you can see the scoreboard isn't really too exciting so far. The game just started 0-0 in the first half. We're going to have full game highlights, sound, and post-game reaction all on Nightside. And some soccer news. The Spokane Velocity beat Forward Madison FC this weekend to punch their ticket into the USL League One championship match. You see the penalty kicks underway right there. Now, this upset is no understatement. Spokane finished 7th out of 12 teams, just 27 points in the regular season, snuck into the playoffs, and finished with a 3-0 win over the Northern Colorado Hailstorm before, of course, this weekend's thriller. Now, the Velocity are on the road this Sunday at noon up against Union Omaha. They finished first in the regular season standings with 48 points.
All right, Jack, thank you. Well, as home prices have risen in recent years, debt collectors are coming after old unpaid home loans that have earned the name zombie mortgages.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau issued an advisory earlier this year warning debt collectors that threatening to sue over expired zombie mortgages is illegal. But as ABC's Perry Russum reports, many homeowners are still being threatened with foreclosure as these old loans resurface.
Back in the early 2000s, amid a booming housing market, home buyers were taking out so-called piggyback or 80-20 mortgages. The first mortgage was for 80% of the home's value, and a second loan was to cover the 20% down payment and came with higher or adjustable rates. When the housing market crashed in 2008 and interest rates on those mortgages skyrocketed, many borrowers were unable to pay those loans and sought loan modifications under the now-defunct Home Affordability Modification Program. Those homeowners mistakenly mistakenly thinking both loans were included in that modification.
Lenders, what they did is they sold these loans for pennies on the dollar to these debt collectors and debt buyers. And homeowners thought these loans were dead and gone.
With home values rising, debt collectors are coming after homeowners to collect. These so-called zombie mortgages are legal in the sense that it is a valid debt that was not paid or otherwise resolved. However, debt collectors are subject to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, which prohibits them from collecting debts past the statute of limitation.
Now, this depends on the state that you're in, but it's something to keep in mind when you kind of try to think about and figure out the legality of a lender coming back to you years after you thought this was dead and buried.
Experts have some advice for anyone who has received a notice about one of these zombie mortgages.
Yes, definitely don't ignore it. Contact the Department of Housing and Urban Development. They can hook you up with a HUD counselor to help you navigate the process. You can also contact the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
It may also be a good idea to hire an attorney who specializes in mortgages and to review any relevant paperwork.
It's good to go back and say, okay, was this loan forgiven as part of my loan modification program? Another thing is to go to your county recorder's office. Hopefully they should have details if the loan was discharged or not.
Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be mostly dry on Tuesday, and then we go into a rainy Wednesday. Cooler conditions this weekend with the possibility of some valley snow. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and the 8 to 14-day outlook after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Donnie, some injury attorneys talk big about handling truck cases. What does that mean?
Well, you watch the ads just like I do. They say they're tough. They take on big truck cases.
It doesn't just take tough to win a big truck case. It takes experience, knowledge, lawyers who know how to hold the trucking company accountable, a law firm with the courage to go to trial.
That's us, the advocates.
Yep, it takes us. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
On site. At Mustard Seed, we believe in serving more than just our signature dishes. We're honored to serve those who have served us. I'm Chris Siemens, president of Mustard Seed. This Veterans Day, we are again inviting all veterans to enjoy a complimentary entree as a small way to say thank you. Let us honor your service with our signature dishes at Mustard Seed at Northtown Mall. From all of us at Mustard Seed, thank you.
What's all this? You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Right now, get a free tankless water heater with every full HVAC system purchase. Call Bills today.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Oh, this is a sweet story about a tiny goat stuck on the side of a cliff in Hawaii. That arrow pointing to him there. According to local news outlets, rescue crews said that they would not be able to rescue this little goat because of the precarious location. And that is when a team of local climbers came together and launched their own rescue mission.
I'm a sucker for baby animals or animals in general. So I was like, we need to go get this goat.
So a trio climbed the jagged, steep terrain, making their way to the goat, and they tempted it with a few snacks until it got close enough to grab him. The little guy is safe and sound on level ground at an animal sanctuary, and he has room to run. He's a sweetheart. Look at him. Aww. He did not want to come down.
It definitely looked that way. He's like, no, I wanted to be up here.
I'm good.
But you know what? If you have food, maybe I'll come.
Little treats.
Oh, that is sweet.
Poor little guy.
Oh. Well, it is going to be an interesting week of weather.
Lots of rain.
Lots of rain and a very narrow window of dry conditions on the way for tomorrow. Right now on our radar, there are some showers north of Spokane, up around Deer Park, just north of Newport, light rain up around Sandpoint, and then down north of Coeur d'Alene and actually to the east of Spirit Lake and Rathdrum, but we've got some light rain around the Clark Fork area, and we'll keep at least a chance of rain all the way through tomorrow morning, but we're talking about very hit and miss light showers at this point. High temperatures today above average throughout the region. Our average high is 44 in Spokane. We made it up to 50 despite, excuse me, the clouds and the showers. 48 in Coeur d'Alene, 50 in Pullman. It was 54 today in Lewiston and 56 in Moses Lake. Our temperature trend over the next 7 days, we're going to be above average Tuesday, very wet on Wednesday, but still above average, back up to 49 Thursday. And then we start cooling down below average by Saturday and highs only in the 30s for Sunday and Monday. This white line again is our average high, so slipping below average by the time we're into the weekend. Our 8 to 14 day forecast doesn't take us to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is so late this year. 25th, this takes us through below average temperatures, but also below average precipitation. Fairly strong signal right there. Not great news for ski areas if we have below average precipitation, but the below average temperatures will hold on to the snow we have. And this could be great news if you're getting an early start for Thanksgiving travel. Of course, we are going to be analyzing that and dialing in on that as we get closer to time. A little too early to tell, but I can tell you we have some wet weather on the way for tomorrow. After we get a break for most of the day, 6 o'clock tomorrow, this time tomorrow, a slight chance of showers. That's up to 40% by 8 o'clock. 80% by 10, and then things really start getting wet overnight Wednesday into Wednesday morning. 100% chance of rain by 4 a.m. and it is going to be rain with overnight lows well above freezing through Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Tuesday highs across the region will be in the 40s and 50s, again right about where they were today. 49 in Deer Park, 50 in Meade and Spokane Valley, 51 in 9 Mile and downtown Spokane. Around the region, 40s and 50s and above average temperatures throughout the area. Very wet on Wednesday, lingering showers Thursday, and we really start drying out Friday. And Saturday might be our only completely dry day. More wet weather coming in Sunday into Monday, and at some point during that time period, we may see our first snow in Spokane, or your second or third snow in some of the northern valleys. It'll be exciting to see, and we're going to keep you updated as that approaches. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. We do want to bring you some breaking news that's just come into the newsroom. New details on the possible security threat at Spokane City Hall.
According to one city council member, a man threatened to commit suicide by cop outside of City Hall if the meeting was not canceled. We are told the threat was made by a man named C.J. Johnson. Johnson has previously been accused of threatening to carry out a shooting in downtown Spokane in 2019. The building went into lockdown at around 3 o'clock. All entrances and exits were closed. Employees were allowed to leave the building, but they had to be escorted out by police. Tonight's city council meeting will now be held on Thursday instead.
And while we're dealing with cooler and wetter weather here in the Inland Northwest, fire crews are still battling wildfires on both sides of the country.
Today, crews in New York and New Jersey continue to battle a deadly fire fueled by historic drought, while in Southern California, there are worries that strong winds could return and fan an already destructive fire. CNN's Michael Yoshida has the very latest.
Coast to coast, wildfires are leaving a destructive and deadly path. Thousands of acres near the New York and New Jersey border have been burned by the Jennings Creek fire, which also led to the death of an 18-year-old New York State Forest Ranger volunteer.
There's a young man that's out there doing what some really hard work. So I would definitely say, New Jersey sends its condolences to his family.
Historic drought, dry air, and high winds fueling the flames.
You pick up leaves, they crunch in your hand like powder. That's going to be dangerous.
The New Jersey Forest Fire Service saying it has responded to 537 wildfires as of Sunday, nearly 500 more than in the same period last year. Across the country in Southern California, the mountain fire has burned more than 20,000 acres and destroyed more than 170 structures.
It's hard to see this. It's harder, I think, today for me than it was even a few days ago to wrap my head around the gravity of what has happened to our home.
As thousands of evacuees return home to see what they've lost, calmer weather over the weekend allowed firefighters to get containment up to 36%. But Monday, fears remain the fire could continue to spread, with strong winds expected to return to Southern California. In Washington, D.C., I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
All right, before we head to our final timeout, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Monday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Do you like this one? I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
Wow, is this going to be ready in time for the baby?
Absolutely. From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments until next year. We are professional grade GMC.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. But they all just fade away. But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Did you know that Washington's Working Families Tax Credit could put up to $1,200 back in your pocket? If you're part of a low to moderate income household, you could be eligible for a refund designed to help you cover essentials like groceries, gas, or bills. The best part? Applying is free and easy. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov to see if you qualify. Don't miss out. Apply now and make sure you get the refund you deserve. That's workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
If you need a ride, Metren is here to help. We provide safe and reliable transportation for all your medical needs. Our dedicated and experienced drivers put our riders first. We offer wheelchair-accessible vehicles so you can get where you need to go comfortably and confidently. Metren serves the greater Spokane area. Call us today or visit our website to learn more.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, Spokane City Hall on lockdown. We'll have the latest breaking details. Plus, one of 3 Meals on Wheels deliveries goes to a veteran or a spouse of a veteran. We'll tell you how the organization celebrated Veterans Day.
Now, it looks like Tuesday is going to be very wet by this graphic, but really it's in the morning and then at night, and there's going to be a good long time where it is dry and possibly even sunny. I cannot say the same for Wednesday. It's going to be very soggy.
If you got anything to do outside, do it tomorrow, not Wednesday,
yes.
Right? All right.
See you at 11.